tropical land. It just don't feel like Christmas under palm trees in the sand. Feeling kinda lonely, no snow beneath his feet. So I send a musical postcard from the cozy northeast of.
Welcome to the Lightning Hour, a holly jolly energy drink for your mind. 3 hosts, 3 actors, 3 friends, 3 perspectives, and fantastic guests every Friday at noon. I'm your host, Rachelle Henry.
I'm your host, Rico Anderson.
And I'm your host, Sasha Kerbel.
Prepare yourself for high voltage conversation.
And get ready to supercharge your brain.
Because it's time for the Lightning Hour.
'Tis the season to be jolly, and everyone's asking, What? Ira! Where's Ira? A phrase coined by Academy Award nominated legend Mr. Elliott Gould in the Sue Corcoran Christmas classic, All I Want Is Christmas. And today we're here celebrating an almost 10-year anniversary since filming All I Want Is Christmas, family reunion. We have the director and some of the leading cast with us today.
Ira J. Finkelstein is obsessed with Christmas. He's seen every movie ever made, and his dreams are filled with reindeer, sleigh, and snow. The problem, Ira's Jewish, and at 11 years old, Christmas is passing him by. So, when Ira's hopes for a holiday vacation in Aspen are dashed, he hatches a plan to finally get the Christmas of his dreams. Flying unaccompanied to visit his grandparents in Florida, he swaps tickets with Mikey, another 11-year-old, on his way to Christmastown, Washington. Ira gets more than he bargained for when he experiences his first white Christmas.
Co-written by Sue Corcoran, DeLuise, and Douglas Horn, All I Want Is Christmas was co-produced and directed by Sue Corcoran. Originally titled Ira Finkelstein's Christmas, watching this Christmas movie has become a tradition in many homes and is available now to kick off your holiday season. DirecTV, Amazon Prime, iTunes, Vudu, Fandango Now, Google Play, On Demand, and more. It can be also seen in the US and worldwide.
Welcome to today's guest, Sue Corcoran, director of All I Want Is Christmas, starring Elliott Gould and David DeLuise, and director of Gory Gory Hallelujah. Academy Award nominated legend, Mr. Elliott Gould, known for his roles in MASH, his Oscar-nominated performance in Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, and most recently, his portrayal of old-time con artist Ruben Tishkoff in Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, Ocean's 8, and countless other roles, including portraying Ira's grandfather, Sam Finkelstein. And welcome David DeLuise, perhaps the most popular dad on TV, for his portrayal as the popular family patriarch, Jerry Russo, on the hit Emmy Award-winning Disney Channel series, The Wizards of Waverly Place, and many more, including playing Ira's dad, Max Finkelstein, in All I Want Is Christmas.
Angela DiMarco plays Rosie Finkelstein, Ira's mother, an event planner extraordinaire. She's known for Grimm, Z Nation, The Parish, and her directorial debut, Always. Elijah Nelson, he's known for playing Evan on the show The Thundermans, Brendan on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and the leading role of Ira Finkelstein in All I Want Is Christmas. Justin Howell is known for the role of Mikey, the boy who swaps places with Ira, and can be seen in The Scheme of Things, Criminal Minds, and the feature film Sadie.
Tony Doupe is known for his roles in many films, including Wild, starring Reese Witherspoon, Leggies, starring Keira Knightley, Bad Samaritan, starring David Tennant, and playing Walt Wilson in All I Want Is Christmas. Cynthia Geary, best known for her role as Shelley Tembo in Northern Exposure, for which she nominated for 2 Primetime Emmys, 8 Seconds with Luke Perry, and portraying Libby Wilson, Mikey's aunt, in All I Want Is Christmas. Julianne Christie plays the ever-dramatic movie star Jennifer Cameo, aka Desperate Jane, in our Christmas classic. Julianne is not only known for her roles in The Nutty Professor, Star Trek Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise. She is known for The Good Doctor, The Flash, and Lucifer.
Now, to get in the holiday spirit, let's take a look at the trailer for All I Want Is Christmas.
Ira J. Finkelstein is obsessed with Christmas.
Ira J. Finkelstein!
Ta-da!
Take that shrub back where it belongs before your mother gets home.
This is not a shrub, it's the Finkelstein Christmas tree.
There's just one little problem.
Ah!
His family doesn't celebrate Christmas.
Why not? want?
All I Want is Christmas.
It's not every kid that gets to go to Florida for the holidays.
Florida's the opposite of Christmas.
Where are they shipping you off to? Stupid Florida. What about you? Stupid Christmastown.
Christmastown?
He'll do anything to get the Christmas of his dreams.
Hey, you kind of look like me, except for those glasses.
Can't see. I bet your grandparents won't even recognize you.
Ira, is it you?
I could eat you up.
Hi, Aunt Libby.
Mikey, this is so beautiful. It's right out of the movies.
We're gonna miss the parade. It starts in 10 minutes. Christmastown is ours!
This year, he'll learn the true meaning of Christmas.
Look at the Christmas woods. Stay out of Christmastown. Or next time, I'll break more than your gingerbread. You understand?
Don't kill me, killer!
I'm Ira Finkelstein.
Best grandson in the world.
Mikey, I want to trade that.
Mikey, I want to show you something kind of cool. It's my secret hideout.
You wrote a Christmas song?
I like to sing.
Let's do it. Let's put on a Christmas play. You turn the page.
Sounds like Barbra Streisand.
Tie up the bow. Yet even I feel sorry for those who do not know the meaning of Christmas.
I'm proud of you, son.
Starring David DeLuise and Elliott Gould. A family comedy that switches families.
Who are you?
That's not Ira.
What? Where's Ira? What?
Who's that?
That's Ira.
All I Want is Christmas.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We are just so excited to talk about this Christmas classic. This was such a great memory for us to do. It's been almost 10 years since we filmed.
Lord.
I was 10 years old when I got to sit right next to Sue's mother-in-law, Carol, and right behind Mr. Elliott Gould and Mr. David DeLuise during that Christmas play that we all know. And it was such a life-changing experience for me as an actor and as a filmmaker, and it was so inspiring. So I'm so happy that we got to have this reunion together with everyone today. So my first question is, Sue, what inspired you, Doug Horn, and Angie Louise to write this story? And for you actors, what drew you to be a part of All I Want is Christmas, formerly Ira Finkelstein's Christmas? So Sue, how about you?
I'm just a big fan of Frank Capra, and I love Christmas movies, and my neighbors growing up were Jewish, and we used to always swap holidays, and I've always considered myself an honorary Jewish person, although I don't think I actually qualify. And I don't know, so the story came to mind, and we just decided to do it.
Such a cute film. It's adorable.
You guys are good in it. You guys are all amazing.
Mr. Gould, what drew you to be a part of this film?
Well, Sue Corcoran
Oh.
has so much energy and is so enthusiastic, and I just had to do it. And I'm a grandfather in real life as well, and I'm really privileged to be a part of this picture. Thank you.
Aww, love that. How about you, David?
Sue, Elliott, and you. No, listen. To work with Elliott, because Elliott, I think in 1964, did On the Town in London with my mom.
63.
63. I'm sorry. I was close. And to work with Elliott and to play his son and to be, a part of being in a movie with, Elliott, period, was a wonderful draw. And to play, a fun part. I didn't wear glasses then, by the way. I get a little older. I just turned 49. So now I need glasses now, right? So, but in the movie, there was I did this. I watched the movie. I did that a million times. And then, so that we all were in together with the glasses. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm saying.
No,
I really had a great time.
Actually,
I just want to say, wait, I have to say this, David, when I stalked your beautiful wife on Instagram and I saw that she told the story that she said, do you know there's nobody more handsome at 49 than you? And you said, have you heard of Brad Pitt? I agree with your wife.
Oh my gosh.
And then she said, he's not 49. That's what she said.
I remember Elliott on set
to keep from light, like reflecting too much off your glasses, you would smudge them with your fingers. And I found that so interesting.
These glasses, when I wear these glasses in a movie, they're always tinted so as that the camera department doesn't get a glare. I have no special effects with me.
I was 10, so like, I mean, I remember snippets of everything, but of course, you know, you go back and you watch it and you try to remember more and more of it. I remember, like, that's where I met Angela. I remember Angela talking to me about the life of an actor and how actors, it's a business. And so many parts of this have been a big life-changing event for me. So actually, speaking of Angela, how about you tell us what drew you to this?
For me, this was before David and Elliott were on board. I think Elijah had auditioned at this point. I'm not sure if he was cast already, but when we had auditions here in Seattle, Sue, I've known Sue for years, but really in a different medium, more with corporate videos. But I met her when I was in my early 20s. So then flash forward to 2012, and I remember auditioning. And I'm Italian, but same thing as Sue. When I grew up, you know, my mom, we had a lot of friends, Italian and Jewish, and we both always say, like, we're all the same tribe. It's always La Familia, Mishpucha, you know, so it's like all very similar. So when I auditioned, I just thought, okay, I'm gonna go in and show me. And I remember at my callback, I kind of held back a little because I wasn't sure which lane the film would go. And at my callback, Sue said, Angela, show me some of that Mama DiMarco. Give me some more Angela. And I was like, oh, okay, game on. So as soon as I knew I was allowed to be my gregarious self, I was offered the role. And that day that Rachelle, you keep talking about, I remember meeting you. I remember you sitting behind me and David and Elliott, and I remember you striking up a conversation. And on that note, what I remember telling you was make sure, and it wasn't that I wanted you to get another job besides acting, that you, because I was producing by then, that you find another artistic path in addition to acting. And I'm not going to take credit for all the wonderful things you do, but I mean, look at you, honey. We're here being interviewed by you, so drop the mic. Love it.
And also, like, on that note, I'm so inspired by women in film. Like, all you ladies here, go women in film. And for me, that was the first feature I was ever on. Mm-hmm. And to see Sue run that set the way she did, I mean, like, that has changed my life, seeing Sue run the set. She was professional. She was kind. She thanked everyone for being there. It just felt like a big family. So thank you, Sue. Thank you so much for everything you did. Now, Elijah.
I just want to say, Sue, like, to this day, one of the best directors I've ever worked with. Really.
Mm-hmm. Come on. This is, I should just get this every day. I'd feel so much better.
You deserve it, Sue.
But Rachelle, like you were saying, I was barely 11 at the time. So a lot of those memories are little chunks. Honestly, if you were asking me why I took the project, it's because I was 11 and I wanted to act in a movie, and you know, this was an opportunity. I was like, cool, let's do it. But the older I get, the more fond my memories of this really are. Like, the more I realize how special this really was. Right. And this movie really cemented in me my desire to be an actor. Like, before that, I was like, okay, this is just a cool thing we do. This was like, oh, I want to do this my whole life.
I feel you.
And just the memories and the teaching I got from Elliott and David and everyone on board, like, it really did change my life. And I'm not dramatizing it.
No.
And actually, David, I wanted to say, I didn't wear glasses either.
Wait a minute. Are you addressing me?
I see nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
I used to not wear glasses either. But now I do. I mean, these are contacts, but, you know, I wear glasses now. I guess we all just decide, hey, we need to get bad eyesight so we can wear glasses now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Justin, what drew you to be a part of this?
Well, I was 11 at the time, so my memory is also a little foggy. But I remember that this was my first movie that I ever did, my first big acting deal that I ever did. So that was a big incentive to want to be a part of it. I remember when I found out that I got the part, I was the most excited thing I've ever been in my entire life. That was the most exciting moment of my life. And I think that Mikey is the best role that they could have had for me, because I was already like that. I remember being in the audition too.
You were perfect.
I remember being in the audition, and I was nuts in that audition. I don't really remember the audition that well, but I remember being pretty crazy and like Mikey, and I think that's why she picked me to, to do that part. But yeah,
It was perfect casting. It was perfect. Cynthia, what about you?
Well, I'm local and I still live here in Seattle, so that was a big draw to be able to work at home. And once I got the part and met the Sue Corcoran clan and family, it was awesome and amazing. Go Sue. Her sets, and I think like Angela said and Elijah, everybody are just so nice. Everyone on the crew, it's fun. Everybody has a good time. You really feel so comfortable, and it was fun. It was just so much fun, and yeah, it was a family.
Agreed. Yeah. All right. Now your on-screen husband, Tony.
Yeah, I'm in the Sue camp as well. I mean, we did a film together called Gory Gory Hallelujah.
Yes.
Yep. And just coming from a theater background, and the way Sue directs, also one of my favorite directors of all time, she really pushes you to find the comedy within the natural story. I mean, she's just got a really, really wonderful way of doing about it and she allows you so much creativity while still reining you in. And then going through the audition process in Seattle as well too, I saw that Ange was there, Cynthia was there, and I was like, I gotta get in this movie. And then I heard that Elliott was in, and MASH is one of my most favorite movies of all time. And then I grew up with my kids watching David and Wizards of Waverly Place, so I was like, I gotta get in this movie. And so, I don't know, I think I paid Sue off quite a bit of money to actually
You know something funny, Tony? Every single time I see the word Jessica, I hear it in your voice.
Jessica!
Jessica! And now, Desperate Jane!
Oh, yeah.
I'm Desperate Jane. Well, I auditioned, so I got lucky with this film. And then I remember meeting Sue at the initial audition, and she just really allowed you to have fun and to play. And so quite often when you come in for an audition, it's like, well, here's the script and here's what you got to say. And this was like, let's play a little. Let's have fun with her. And that's exactly how it was on set. We really got to embellish and play and make risky choices. And she's like, go ahead. Go further. If we have to pull back, we'll pull back, but go ahead and play with her. And she's such a fantastic character. She's one of the highlights of my funny little career. And I remember doing, at one of our screenings, Mr. Elliott Gould said, he came to me and he said, you know that bit in the dressing room with David? That thing, you know, that really worked. That drunk thing with the puppy. And I was like, yeah. And I love that scene. And though I've had many reels as an actress over the years, it's always the punch at the end of my reel, to leave people smiling and laughing and having a really good time. So I'm very thankful for that opportunity. It opened me up to creating comedy, directing comedy, and working with kids and just having fun. That's what it's all about.
Jennifer cameo is such a funny part of the film.
She was great.
Yeah, actually, everything about this film is absolutely fantastic. The casting is perfect. It's just perfect. I so enjoyed every character. So my secret hope, guys, is that maybe you will get this crazy idea to do a sequel with everybody.
It's already written.
Is it? Yes.
And David, it's set in Mexico.
Well, let's everybody
right.
come on down.
Yay!
Actually, I actually started raising money for a sequel and got about halfway there, but then I had a baby. So it's not still out of the realm of possibility. Some adjustments would need to be had, but This is making me want to do it.
Having a baby is a good thing too. Having a baby.
Yes, it was a good thing too. It was. And then I had another one. So.
Oh, wow.
They're beautiful babies.
Did you figure out what was causing it?
No, it's a terrible illness.
So your girls are darling, Sue. I love seeing photos of them. They are adorable.
Yeah.
And the videos of you and Vincent singing with them, I love it so much.
David, didn't you have a new baby?
No, I have two babies that are grown-ups now. 27.
Oh, for some reason I thought you had a new
7.
baby too.
No, just a house in Mexico. That's all.
That's a good baby.
That is a good baby.
No, I just wanted to say that when, obviously we were like a family and we had such a great time, and we made a wonderful, fun, enjoyable movie. My favorite part was when we discover, when we're all there trying to figure out what's going on. Who is this? Ira. What? Ira. What? Ira. What?
Favorite.
It's just the thing. And I have to say that I've tried and I've milked that and I put that in every movie that I do. I'm like, what if I say what 3 times?
Ira, honey? It's okay. Mommy's here.
Hey, buddy. How you feeling?
Mom? How are you?
That's not Ira.
Where's Ira? What? Where is Ira?
My God, where is my son?
What? Dad. What? You're a Meshuggah. What? Oh! Ira! Ira! Where's Ira?
Well, speaking of like using in a reel, like that was a scene, that excerpt. And what David's talking about is when we find Justin thinking it's going to be Elijah, but it's not.
Right.
And that was partially Sue and the brilliance in the script, but a lot of it was Sir Gould, because I remember, Elliott, you kept going, and we just decided to improv. So David and I were like, hey, game? And David and I were like, I think this is going to go for a while. So all 3 of us had to not crack, which was hard, not to break. And Elliott just kept saying, what? And both David and I were doing this tennis match. And it's such a hilarious moment of the film that I had that in my reel for years. And I'm just sitting there reacting. But that's also, Sue, your amazing eye for direction and what is funny and what can be over the top. I mean, my family, as my 95-year-old grandma says, we're an alive people, AKA we're loud. So this scene, I think, was just the epitome of that. It was hilarious.
That was all you. That was all you guys. That was
what?
What? Where's Ira? I can't believe it. No, this isn't real. That was Sue. Sue, I was really amazed that Sue let us go.
That was brilliant.
I walked into the set that morning and I read the scene and I thought it was too long and I didn't think it was very funny. And so I just said to you guys, I think we need to play with this. And Elliott said, I have something.
It is genius.
Yeah.
I give that to Elliott and all you awesome actors.
It's so cool when you can kind of like switch in a minute and make like the momentarily decisions and changes. Every director faces a lot of challenges during filming. Every time there is something pops up. One of the challenges you had was to turn Leavenworth to Christmastown, to bring it to life, because there were concerns about the lack of snow in Leavenworth. So what did you do for that? And how did you pull off the Christmas parade for it, since you filmed in March and April?
Well, first of all, we went and scouted I was storyboarding there like 2 weeks before we shot, and it was green and muddy. And everyone's going, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I go, it's going to snow. I didn't even worry about it. It's going to snow. It's going to snow. I'm not going to worry. And, the parade was actually all those people in town for free showing up. And they just kept going around in circles around the block. And we just, I mean, that movie was crazy because in that day we shot the entire Ira and the Santa Claus scene with the menorah. We shot the parade and we shot like 12 pages or something that day. Which is always my pace because I never get a better budget. It's always 12 or 20 pages. I don't know. No, that was crazy. It was awesome. Yeah, it snowed. It was blessed. It was blessed. Everybody's hearts made it snow or something. I don't know.
I remember you sent me a photo, Sue, because we all weren't there yet for our scene. And you're like, you guys, it's snowing. And I thought you were kidding. I thought you were sending me a photo of fake snow you guys blew in, but it snowed a lot.
It snowed straight for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That was a blessing.
Christmas miracle.
Totally.
Right. It's a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa
miracle. Yeah.
Holiday miracle.
Oh, on that though, Sasha, you bring that up, and I think it was Elliott and Justin and Sue. You guys should talk to how we were on the beaches of Alki in Seattle, Washington, and you all had to pretend you were in Florida, and you're all in swimsuits.
My God, was it there?
Yeah. Poor Elliott. I'm putting him out on a beach in 40-degree weather. I'm thinking this man's going to call his agent. He's going to yell at me, but he was so sweet.
Fly in the palm trees.
Yeah.
I think we put palm trees.
Yeah.
You're right. We did. We flew in some palm trees. Hi, Vince.
Vince. Look at this hair.
Nice.
I love it. Rock and roll.
Yeah. Metal rocker going on right there. Oh my gosh. I forgot to live in Alki. You know? Not at all Florida. So speaking of,
I want to hear what Elliott thought of that. Elliott, what did you think about doing that scene on the beach in 40-degree weather?
Well, I thought it was very creative and necessary, and I thought that you did a great job.
Oh my God, I love you, Elliott.
Well, that's great movie magic for Justin too. I keep looking back, and Julianne, same thing. We both have acting studios. We're teachers. We work with a lot of kids. I was teaching already then, so that's why I know I was talking to Rachelle. But I saw you, Elliott, so often like telling Elijah or Justin about the movie magic. Yeah. Or David, same thing. Like David, the things that you and I would talk about, and then loop Elijah in as well. But I thought of Justin that day on the beach. I'm like, oh, this poor kid.
This is how climbing the fence.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right, Angela. And I thought David and Elliott, being this big stars of our film, coming up from LA, and were so gracious and generous and lovely to everybody, and so nice to the kids and coaching them. It was really, I was just so grateful for that, and I just had such a ball with them and was so, I'm still grateful for that, because you guys, I think true pros have the greatest hearts and are just so good to everybody, and you guys just brought that in spades.
Well, thank you, Sue.
You're welcome.
It's very sweet. I appreciate you saying that.
Well, I mean, you're one of the best dads anyone could ever cast. Yeah. Besides Tony DeLuise.
You know what? What is, yes. What is it? W.C. Fields said, don't work with kids or animals.
And we did both.
My career.
And we did
both. My career. All I do is work with kids and dogs is what I do.
Right. Oh, that dog too. We just...
Ooh, that dog.
Elijah, okay, so what was that like, having to run through the snow away from the bullies, being chased by a killer?
That was a lot of fun. I remember there was one icy patch, I think, that I slipped on one take because I went off track or something. But that was a lot of fun. The dog was a total sweetheart, so I had to, acting, but it was fun.
And also, for you, Cynthia and Tony, I mean, your characters live in Christmastown. So you guys were around the snow the entire time. So what was that like? And that house you guys supposedly lived in, that was gorgeous. So, Cynthia, tell us about that.
Well, the house was awesome. And Sue's crew found it. It's, I'd love to rent that house sometime. It was pretty nice. But it was great. What do you think, Tony? I mean, it felt like a family. I could live in that house.
Oh, easily live in that house. Yeah, the snow was incredible. And I remember trying to get there sometimes in mornings for early calls and driving up Stevens Pass. And it was like, yeah, it is snowing and it is dangerous and I may be a little late. But it was, once we got there, we stayed there. I think there's a couple trips that I made, but I had the same feeling that once we got there, it was like a family. It was a great, wonderful, dysfunctional family.
And also, like, for like our folks that were set in LA, David, Angela, and also Julianne. So you guys were supposedly in LA on set. How would you bring to life the movie magic of making the reindeer from Planet Nine? Let's start with you, David.
I don't know. It was all Sue. Sue made it happen, and we just went in there and played. Angela, you go. Tell them what you think.
I think we all have to give a shout out to Mr. Ronald Lehman.
Yes, Ron!
Yeah.
Who is our insanely talented wardrobe and costume, for lack of a better, for some of the characters. And for me, to this day, I still own some of Rosie Finkelstein's 4-inch heels.
Yeah.
Those were legit to make my 5'4" little mighty body that much more. And I think my wardrobe is what plucked me into LA, even though we were shooting in Seattle. And David DeLuise, I remember the first day we were shooting was at our house, and that's when I first met Elijah and David. And it's one of those things I tell my students, but it's true. You might meet your husband the day of shooting. Okay, pretend you love each other. You might meet your kiddo the day of shooting. Pretend you, right? So, and Julianne and I just totally clicked immediately. And that was just so great to see her shine, because that whole, you got to talk to that lady.
Well, I just had antlers taped to my head, and they kept kind of changing just a little bit from scene to scene. And then we got more tape, and then but absolutely the wardrobe, Ron. What a phenomenal team you had all together, Sue. From your DPs, your PAs, your whole crew. They were just such a part of this family. I felt like I was on set with them too. Like actually creating like these really magical moments before we were in front of the camera. But yeah, Ron, definite shout out.
Yes.
He just did magical things, and to be able to step into her boots and to be able to prance around that set with David and everybody, and oh my gosh, our little who played the little alien elf?
Stephen Hando.
Come on.
Oh my Lord. And the improv went wild too. We were allowed to
awesome.
improv. And that stuff is just the most magical stuff on film. You can do the black and white on the page. We all know this. But when you get to play a little, it's like, okay, we've done the page a couple times. Now let's play. You know the scene. Let's play. And that's the stuff where your breathing changes and you're so in the moment. And that's the stuff that is the magic of film and television, I think, is when you just play. And that's exactly like David said. That's exactly what we were doing with that damn kooky dog.
And I think, Rachelle, to your question, and this is for any actors watching, and I hope we all agree in that, at least for me, instead of me being starstruck by Elliott or David, or being worried like, oh, with Elijah or Justin, I have these two kiddos and I want to make sure they're comfortable because I was a child actor, that I think if you guys connect as a cast, whether you're pretending you're in LA or on the moon, all that other stuff is just going to become another layer that you get to add as long as you guys are connected as a cast. And so I remember when I first met David or Elliott, instead of like, can I have your autograph, or like geeking out on them, which some people did, I just was like, hey, do you like coffee? Let's go get coffee. And David and I went and I remember we were in Christmastown, or maybe it was before Christmastown, but like David and I immediately went coffee, and like, I think we were checking out women together too. I don't know, but it was good. I don't know. No, it was just like immediately connecting. And Elliott, same thing. Elliott just started like talking to me about family, and we started talking. And then same with Elijah, just making people feel comfortable and connected. And then, Sue gives us the direction.
Right. And that makes me think of a few like random memories. Like you were mentioning those high heels. I remember Sue personally coming over and rubbing you and Meg's feet during the Christmas play between takes. I mean, that was just, that was amazing to see. And like, Julianne, who did your blitzed out woman makeup, like the tears all over your face?
Jennifer Papachak was doing hair.
Her and Jeannie Kobayashi.
And Jeannie.
They did amazing.
Yes, and she wanted to go further. I was like, I think we're there. She's like, let's just go a little further. let's just get this hair popping out of this mole right here. The woman was she cracked. It was done. And before that scene, we all know how fun it is to get into our moments before we're even shooting. And before that scene, Sue just let me just go off. I was just losing my shit in the dressing room. And and how good does that feel when you're paid and promoted to have a bit of a breakdown? Like, that's bliss.
Right? I mean, that was
the name of creativity.
I think we could all use a paid breakdown right now.
Thank you.
Oh, whatever you need. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask Justin about like Florida. You have a scene where you're in a swimming pool. Was it freezing in the pool or was it actually warm in there?
Well, I didn't actually get in the pool. I was just floating on some sort of flotation device. I don't remember what it was. I was floating on something.
Pool was warm though, just so you know. Yeah, because it was actually indoors.
It was an indoor pool. Yeah. That's right.
Good. Keep you warm.
Yeah. You know what's a cute thing that Elliott taught me about the Florida thing? We were going to make him really tan, in the movie because he lives in Florida. And he's like, no, Sue, a lot of, older people live in Florida and they don't get tan in the sun. They watch their skin. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's right. So, you got to listen.
Good call.
Right. Yeah, good observation. Tell us about the funniest moments each of you had on set. What was each of your favorite scene or scenes in the film? Any improvised moments that we haven't heard about that made it into the movie? Let's start with Sue.
I'm going to start with Elliott and David.
Let's start with Elliott and David.
I already answered this question. The what?
Find another one.
What? Ira? What?
Let Elliott do it.
Yes, I want to hear Elliott.
That was it for me. And as I said, Sue going with it, because I thought it was sort of bold and I don't think it was expected.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, what can I do? I've had this kid here. Thinking he's my grandson, and he's not. He's someone who's someone else. And so the idea of shock and is nothing intellectual. It's purely emotional, and again that was the idea that we went with it was really important to me, and that Sue allowed us to go with it. That's a great moment for me.
Can you do the what, where's Ira? Because none of us can do it, Justin.
I do it all the time. When I go, I have a shower. I go, what? What?
Nailed it.
If I may say, it is a matter of trust, right? So we have to trust Sue, and she has to trust us, and we all have to trust each other that it's working, But I think a big testament to Sue is allowing that to happen, and also being a judge of that, and as a lot of us have done directing now. It's hard not to go, okay, this is exactly what I thought about this last Friday, and we have to do this exact thing. And that's what, to have trust and enough confidence in yourself to allow this to happen. I mean, obviously, for me, I would say, Elliott, do whatever you want because it's genius. but that is a big thing that I learned from both of you, that this arena that we're playing in, if you have that trust, you're very lucky. And on this film, we all got along and we had a great time. But sometimes people are not very nice and you don't get along, and you still have to do your job. You still have to get through it and do your best to make it as real as possible. And that's one of the big things that I learned from Elliott is to not about being nice or not nice, but just analyzing what's going on. How would I react in this situation? What's the reality of what's happening in this moment, Okay, and one other thing, the other moment when Elliott leans to me and says, she sounds like Barbara Streisand. That was a real moment for me too.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
That is so funny.
I wanted to could I quickly give David a compliment that I wanted to give him, since it's a little bit of a love fest?
Yeah.
What I really like about how you played his son, you played Elliott's son, is you really played it like you had this very deep relationship to me. Like, I really see the layers that you put on as an actor of how you love him and he drives you crazy. And that combination and the way you guys played that together, I really believed you were related. And I really see that relationship. And I thought it was really, really lovely.
Well,
Thank you for that. And thank you, Elliott.
I love David's father, Dom.
Oh,
yes.
Totally.
We it's very moving to me. We wanted to work together, and I had some thoughts about that. And so, in relation to the depth of a relationship, regardless of how we act, there's something deep in us, and I really appreciate that we're able to have it for the only time between us on screen.
I remember you guys on set actually talking about that. I mean, I got to hear you guys, improvise and just talk to each other between takes. And I do remember that conversation. It's beautiful looking back on those memories and thinking about that. And you could really feel the chemistry in the relationship between you guys. So what about you, Justin? What was some of the funniest scenes that you had to film?
I've been preparing this question before, ever since I found out about the podcast, because this one scene is the most memorable scene of my career, probably. So it was the final scene when we're all in the audience and the play's going on. And in one take, in the middle of the take, I had this horrible pain in my stomach. And I as soon as they yelled cut, I just like bent over in pain. And I think it was Christian came over to me and he asked me, he was the guy who took care of me on set. He asked me what was wrong, and I said I need to get fresh air. So I started to walk towards the exit. And once we got towards the exit, my mom was with me, and she asked me if I just had to fart. And so I didn't know, but I was like, I'll try. So I went to the bathroom and I farted. I felt much better. I walked back over, and I'll be very curious to know if Elliott and David remember this. I walked back over to Elliott and David because I talk to them pretty much between takes all the time. And I told them what happened. And Elliott told me that the first step to becoming a great actor is being able to fart in front of people and not care. And so I let it rip in front of them. And I said, well, I guess I just took my first step. And then I walked away.
Story.
So good.
That should be the sequel, Stu. That should be the sequel.
Real, that's character.
Oh, man.
Proud of you.
Goodness, that is so funny.
Okay, Tony, what was your funniest set?
Well, I don't know if it's funny, but to me, so it was a big, small crew, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And there were some big scenes that we shot with a lot of people. And the airport scene, to me, was one of my most memorable because it was this choreography that was really tight. And it just established so many dynamics with not a lot of words as far as how our family functioned. And if you watch it, there's so many of these physical bits that go on that are really subtle that kind of show the dynamics of how Cynthia and I worked as parents. And so that was probably my most memorable scene. When I watched that, I just think of how the chore that Sue had with her crew with those big scenes, but pulled it off so well. So that's one of my favorites. I mean, it's not a funny scene per se, but subtle. There's some subtle there that I really love.
It's cool when you get a whole segment of SeaTac and we just got to take over the airport. That felt pretty baller. I thought that felt pretty amazing.
Yeah, we shot at Wenatchee, right? With
we were at SeaTac. Okay, yeah.
So 2 airports in one film.
Come on now.
Yeah.
So, Angela,
Elijah had to run on that moving walkway.
Right.
I remember that. Yeah. That
I didn't remember that walkway. I was in those 4-inch heels. No, I do want to say this. Everybody said the what. The what is my favorite improv because for me, as an actress, it wasn't my first feature, but it was definitely one of the bigger films and better roles, an amazing cast for me, and working with Sue. Oh my God! So being able to improv with Elliott, and then David and I to improv with Elliott, amazing. But I've got to shout out my son Elijah. So I think for me, my favorite scenes, and some of them had some ad-libbing in there that Sue let us do, was when David and I and Elijah all met for the first time at our house. And we had to do a lot of the family establishing scenes. So there was with the tree, there was me with the groceries. And then the next day was a beautiful scene where we came up into his bedroom and wanted to make sure he felt okay. But for improv and mishaps, it would be me and Elijah and that chihuahua on the patio, and he's like up on the, I remember Elijah's up on the bench and he's like, he bit me and I have a scar, and that dog was like scraping into me and I'm like, it's fine, he's nice. And it was just her, and we're trying to get the dog to sit and the dog's like, I'll stand. And we're trying to get the dog to stand. He's like, I'm gonna sit. I mean, that dog was a diva. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ira, honey, it's just a little dog.
I know, but dogs like to bite me.
One dog 3 years ago.
I had stitches. I got a scar for life.
I know, but you gotta get over it. Dogs know when someone's afraid of them. They can smell your fear. You have to show him who's boss. Watch. Pookie, sit. Now stay. There we go. See? Come on.
Yeah, but working with Elijah, and I've been honored and blessed to work with him again. As a teen, I played his mom again. He's incredible. Kid was 11. I mean, and now you're a little superstar, but you were so there and present. And like when Dave and I would start riffing, you were just like, okay, and jump right in. Incredible. Incredible.
I need to,
thank you
to
for those
say,
kind words, Angela.
I have to say an Elijah story because he was very mature as an actor at that age. And he had your older sister, Mary, I believe, was like
Mary.
your acting coach. And he would ask me for what he needed, which was really mature for his age. And I thought was just so sweet. He would say, you know, like when you had to do the scene where you had to cry in the tree, and he really needed a moment, you know, he just needed that actor's moment to go away and just talk to his sister and get himself prepared for the scene, you know, and me get out of the way. And I just thought that was so great that a kid that age could ask for what he needed so he could do his scene. And that was really, I really respected him for that.
That's amazing.
Thank
Out
you,
of
Sue.
curiosity, were you actually playing violin?
So, first of all, I want to just say, Sue and Angela, thank you so much for those kind words. Really, like, I was just trying to keep up and learn as much as I could from you guys, Elliott, David, everyone on set. Yeah, and it was just such a memory that stuck with me. That violin was funny because I could not play to save my life. I think Sue, you brought in a real violin instructor, and the guy tried to teach me how to play violin. By the end, the guy was just like, you just, whatever, kid, just do your best. Because I could not get it.
Oh, God.
And so on the day, Angela, I remember that day, like in the bedroom, the audio on the day was like, the most awful thing you've ever heard. And then Sue did the movie magic and put a real professional violin player over it, and it sounded amazing. So that was a funny, just like camera.
But not too amazing, believable.
It was still 11, yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. How about you, Cynthia? Do you remember any moments that were the funniest, the most memorable for you?
My favorite, no doubt, was the last scene, was the culmination. And I was just in the audience, and I believe that the best acting is when you're not acting, you're reacting. And I got to stand there and be a part of the audience. I met Elliott there and David, and we chatted. It was lovely. I mean, you know, I was teary just watching the kids up there and watching Jay sing, and it was so, I felt like I was in the audience watching my children. I mean, that's the environment that Sue created so that we didn't ever really have to act. I mean, even when you're improvising and doing crazy, silly things, that the environment that she created is so comfortable, and the costumes, the sets, everything make it so easy that you just be. And it's fun. You don't really have to work at it. And thank you, Sue. And I have to say another Sue thing on that same subject. I mean, we're all talking about how great Sue lets us do these things and improv and try new things. When she's got to shoot 20 pages or 12 pages a day. And that is a real testament, because under that kind of pressure on a low budget movie, you can't go back and shoot it again. And to be able to have the confidence to let your actors play around, it's great. And thank you.
Well, you're welcome, but I get schooled every day. I mean, I work with actors and do a lot of media, but every time I'm working with people, and I'm going back to David's comment about that thing of like, I had it in my mind this way. Just the more I work, the older I get, I'm always like, hadn't imagined it that way. That's interesting. You know, and like let somebody do it and then maybe do an adjustment so that you have some options and edit. And then I swear half the time, more than half the time I get into an edit, I'm like, they did it right the first time. Their instinct was better. I casted a good actor. They did a great job, you know?
Exactly. Well, theater and movies are teamwork. And as we all know, teamwork makes the dream work. So, and Julianne, how about you?
It was all fun for me. I was
Except for the cheese.
It's a lot of cheese.
And that dog, and that was the dog again.
It was, but it was fun. It was fun, the mishaps with the dog. It wasn't probably as fun for Sue as it wasn't for us because of the time crunch of things.
You guys,
but working in close
dog. You cut to a close-up of the dog and then you go back to wherever you were.
Yeah, we got enough of the dog and we could just fill the dog in. But it was just like, even when you're playing a big character, it's the realness and the authenticity of her that just allowed me to actually surprise myself working with these geniuses. Like I had the best time. David and Elijah and I had the best time with the tree thing at the beginning when he's like, "You're not my mom and you're not my Christmas," right? And just that just sort of like that little rivalry that we had at the beginning. And with Jennifer, it's all about her. And so it was just sort of fun to play in this world, and it was all fun. Working with David in the dressing room when I was hammered and just spent, just was, like I said, I think one of my very favorite memories of my funny career.
Yeah, and Desperate Jane is such a great character. I mean, I was watching the movie and I wish it was a show so there would be some more backstories of each character and including Jane and like how she got to this point.
This is the Lightning Hour with Rachelle, Rico, and Sasha. We're here today with Sue Corcoran, co-writer, director, and producer, Mr. Elliott Gould, Mr. David DeLuise, Angela DiMarco, Elijah Nelson, Justin Howell, Tony Doupe, Cynthia Geary, and Julianne Christie. They are the director and leading cast of the Christmas classic, All I Want is Christmas. Available on streaming platforms in the US and across the world. Let's take a look at a scene from the movie.
There's a new holiday movie that's out that really does embrace the holiday label. Plus, it's set in a pretty darn fantastic place.
This is not a shrub. It's the Finkelstein Christmas tree.
It may have the look of a big Hollywood movie, but almost everything about this holiday flick is homegrown.
96 King, take one, marker.
Action. This is the set of All I Want is Christmas, a small budget film shot and crewed right here in Washington. Should we have a little light back here? For local director Sue Corcoran, using Northwest talent and locations for her movie has huge benefits.
I think one of the advantages of doing a low-budget film in Seattle is that we have a lot of talent here and we have a lot of people who are willing to work on a lower budget and to really bring it to the production.
The film follows an 11-year-old Jewish boy named Ira, who just so happens to be crazy about Christmas. Problem is, not everyone shares his enthusiasm.
He's obsessed with the Christmas.
The whole world is obsessed with Christmas. I'm just the only one who doesn't get any.
To find some spirit, Ira makes an airport switch with another child and sends him to Florida to his grandparents so that he can go to Christmastown, USA.
This is so beautiful. It's right out of the movies.
Playing the part of Christmastown, a place more Bavarian than Jingle Bells.
We shot a couple weeks in Leavenworth. We got blessed with tons of snow.
For Sue, the film's message of enjoying and respecting other people's traditions is a personal one.
I grew up in a very multicultural neighborhood in Chicago. And I had Jewish neighbors, and I always got to experience Hanukkah with them, and they always celebrated Christmas with us. I feel like everyone should belong, and we should all share.
The film was bankrolled by many local supporters, but just because the budget was small doesn't mean the film scrimped on the stars.
We were incredibly fortunate to get Elliott Gould to play Sam Finkelstein and to get David DeLuise to play his son, Daniel Finkelstein. We are also really lucky to have Cynthia Geary, who's incredibly good.
Oh, it's been too long.
Even though veteran actor Elliott Gould has starred in some big budget movies, he says money makes no difference when it comes to doing his work.
The camera just reports. It's a purely objective, a piece of equipment. So no, there is no difference.
With so many production details going on, David DeLuise says it's key to have a good director keeping everyone on task.
Your director has to, see a path that you're going down. So otherwise you sink, and we don't have any life rafts.
For former Northern Exposure star and full-time Washington resident Cynthia Geary, she hopes this project is a sign of things to come for our local film industry.
It's such a great place to live and work, and so many talented people. I hope that this is a sign of more production. I'd love to see the Northwest get back to the place that we were.
So who needs Hollywood? With films like All I Want Is Christmas being produced right here, we might see more movies being shot in our own backyard.
What happened with why is there 17 names for the movie? Question mark.
Do you think I had any control over that?
Okay.
I have a contract with the distributor that said I have complete control over the branding and the title and everything. And then they just did what they wanted and said to me, well, I guess you'll have to sue us.
Right.
So I'm sorry. I thought you knew about this business, David.
I do. That's what Disney said to the creator of Wizards of Waverly Place. He got, X amount of percentage from the merchandise. And he was like, they're not sending it to me. I don't understand what's going on. And they said to him, oh, you don't know? You have to sue us to get it.
Yeah.
And they just went in there and said that. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Well, whatever. He's supposed to get $1 million, but it'll cost, $500,000 to sue. And I'm going to stop talking there. Thank you, Sue.
But just so you know, I see these crazy, distribution receipts that show a lot of money on streaming, and then the distributor says there's all these debts against the movie. But I get the movie back next. Yes, that's what they do. And I get the movie back next year, and I'm just going to re-release it as Ira Finkelstein's Christmas because people keep watching it. It's a lovely movie. And then when that money actually comes in, that's going to you guys and investors. And I have not given up on it as at least you guys are wonderful, and any dime I can get you, I will try.
Well, that's great. And you know what we should do? We should maybe do a commentary or something, like we can do a talk thing about it or a little interview or something. Let me know when you do get it back, and
I will
we'll push it out there.
I will, absolutely. And now I have to figure out how to take this awesome sequel script and write it. How old are you now, Elijah?
21.
Okay, well, you could play like 16, right?
I play 16 all the time. That's all I play. And Sue, I want to tell you, to this day, I will go into casting rooms, and then the casting director will be like, "Do you know why I brought you in here?" It's because I watched Ira Finkelstein's Christmas, and I love that movie.
Yes,
Ira. I'm like, you recognize me? Yeah. To this day, I still get recognized from it.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect though.
It's Ira and his grandpa in a 57 Chevy driving through Mexico to go find David DeLuise on the set of his movie down there where he's making a horror movie.
Listen, Sue, you can use my house. We can use this place.
Done.
Nice.
I'll get the money. I'll get the money. We can't wait. We got to get this done.
Yes.
It's time for the lightning round. And here we ask our guests the tough questions. Each of you will get your own question. And here's a question for you, Sue. What is your favorite Christmas song to perform with your husband, Vincent Gates, and Angel Louise?
Wow.
That's nice.
Wow. You mean when I'm doing my shows or for this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Mine is me and Vince's original song called Hang Your Lights on the Christmas Tree, Baby. I'll give you a recording of it. We're about to release it. Okay.
Yes, please.
Nice.
I'd love to include that in there. And
Yeah.
I hope that you can make that sequel because that would be hilarious. All right, Mr. Gould, I have a great one for you. Latkes or Knish?
Oh, latkes.
Wow, that was so quick.
My grandma.
What a quick
well,
answer.
I mean, I see what you say. Yeah, I know. Latkes, potato pancakes, well done. My grandma Esther used to make them for me.
Oh. I mean, we
Can
have
I-
so many references in the movie to all the Jewish snacks, and I was like, what is your favorite?
Delicious.
Yeah.
I was at oh God, I'm embarrassed now. What a certain Jewish gathering, and I was like, these latkes are amazing. So I had a couple, and then I went back and I had some more, and I was like, nobody else is going. So I had some more, and the mom said, "You've had 9. Stop it."
That's what I usually do when I bake them every year. I will just try one and then okay, I think I ate all of them. I need to start all over for the rest of the family. Now, David, I have a question for you.
I am so nervous right now. Hold on.
Oh yeah, it's a tough question.
Okay.
What is your favorite holiday tradition around the Christmas?
My favorite. Hold on one second. Hello. No, I'm doing an interview right now. Yeah, no, I have to call you. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on one second. I'll call you back, okay? My favorite Christmas tradition was that my family, we would get together and we would play games and do just games and all day. We'd open stuff and then we would just interact and play games, and I miss that. That's the thing that you can't just recreate. So, but I play games now with my wife. We play games.
What game?
So it's fun. We play Uno.
Another
good
and there's
one.
Settlers of Catan. There's this 2-person Settlers of Catan, which is really fun. So that's my favorite Christmas thing that I used to do with my family.
Oh, I love that.
Lovely.
All right, Angela, I have one.
Seahawks!
Mariners, Sounders, or our new hockey team, the Kraken. Which one is your favorite?
Well, is Seahawks an option in there?
Yep.
Well, obvious. I mean, if you know me or my husband, pretty much 20 years ago when David S. Hogan and I started dating, it was very clear for us to continue doing so. His parents needed me to get into football. I've always been a Sonics basketball fan. As you guys who follow basketball know, we no longer have them. Pew. So he started educating me on the Hawks, and just got that W yesterday. So yes, go Hawks.
Yes, go Hawks.
And I have to say, because for those who are like non-football followers, totally fine, but Pete Carroll, their coach, is so much like how David and I are as educators. He's all about positivity. He's all about staying neutral and in the moment and living in the now and just taking it one game at a time. And that's what we should do as actors.
Yeah. You've actually, in your coaching of me and in your classes, you have talked about the Seahawks and their games.
I do.
Yeah, you do reference them, and I love it.
I should be getting a kickback from them.
Right? Come on, NFL.
Good idea.
Yeah, good call. Good call, Rachelle.
Now, Elijah.
I must say, all these questions are so tailored to each person. You guys have done excellent research to really tailor the questions. I'm ready for mine. I'm excited.
Thank you. Now get ready for yours. Which do you prefer making content for, TikTok or YouTube?
You have done your research. You've done your research. I like TikTok because it's shorter. It's like 15 seconds. You know, with YouTube, you got to look at it more as a whole. It's like a short film. But with TikTok, you just need one good joke. You're like, hey, you know, it'd be funny if David DeLuise picked up a banana in the middle of an interview and started like, right? And that's one joke, and then that's a TikTok. Yeah.
Though your video, you had a video go viral on YouTube the other day.
It was #2 on trending. A couple of our videos these past few weeks have gotten 20 million views, which for us is just like, so yeah, that's a fun thing I do when I'm not acting on TV shows or movies.
So you're gonna have to use your cred to promote this movie.
Yeah.
Plug it.
You're our influencer.
Yeah.
Now, Justin, because all three are referenced in the movie, tennis, football, or baseball?
Oh man. Well, I'm not much of a tennis player, and I really didn't like baseball because I was afraid of the ball. So I'm gonna have to go with football because I really enjoyed football. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
Awesome.
Tony, which would you rather attend, a rodeo or a football game?
Oh, I'm in Ange's camp, and Dad, it's football.
Yes!
There'd be times when Ange and Dave and I would be working together teaching, and we'd all have our Seahawk hats on. It was crazy.
Hawks, go Hawks!
It's not a Hawks hat.
Oh, damn, it's not a Hawks hat.
It's an Oregon hat. That's the state of Oregon. That's a basketball. Oh, you guys here? You wanted me to come in here?
No, go.
I'm here to talk about.
Go.
It's like real life.
He
Because,
just
like, I have Angela cast in something in real life, and somehow David Hogan will find a part somehow.
We love you, David. And you, David. We love both
They
of
love
us.
you.
You don't want this one?
No, that's okay.
Now, Cynthia, hot chocolate, eggnog, or apple cider, spiked versions included.
Oh, eggnog spiked, of course.
Yes, that's my camp.
Come on.
Oh my gosh. Now, Julianne, I have a very, very tough one for you. What was Pookie's motivation?
Pookie's motivation was to make it Pookie, the film. It's all about Pookie's Christmas. Pookie was pretty sweet. He was just a fat boy dog, and I think he had an identity crisis because we were calling him Pookie and turned him into a girl and dressed him like a girl, and he was experiencing void and identity issues. But
I mean, the red nail polish on him. Oh my gosh.
just the whole thing. I love working with animals, and I love them around me all the time, and it's so nice to come into a set where, as you all said and are correct, that this was a true family, but the animals just really make that even more like home, right? You're just so in your moment and so present when the animals are involved. So I'm hoping with the work I'm doing, I'm going to bring in baby goats and dogs and just have them just wandering.
My God, yes.
Mama, DiMarco, I see Bruno.
He knows when stuff is wrapping up. Oh, and he's in his Hawks jersey.
Oh, how nice.
Oh my goodness, he's so sweet.
Your movie wife is crazy, David.
I know, and she's awesome.
Thank you. It's why it works.
You're great at working and being married to David. It's like
I'm good with David.
Right.
Yeah, that's in my writer. And Elijah can be my only son. It's true. Yeah. All other movies, I've only had daughters, so it's like I only can be with Elijah.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Contracts, it's in our contract.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Now, let's find out where people can find you how people can find you actually on social media. Elliott, let's start with you.
I don't know. I mean, you can try. You know, I really don't do it. Sometimes in a recent television series, the network has demanded that we do it. So I would think that it's out there and it can be found. And then other people take your name too, but I don't know. I mean, but I'm findable here on this earth, you know. All you have to do is look into yourself.
My God. Elliott
So
Gould
deep.
is the best.
So deep.
I love him.
So good.
David, how about you?
Well, first of all, I want to say that Elliott is my hero, and that
Me too.
I think that yes, I'll give you the information. You know, I'm on Twitter and Instagram, but getting off of those every once in a while is amazing. Elijah, congratulations on your getting a lot of views, and I know that that's a big part of what happens. But I'm going to just say this. I produced an audio play for kids called Grandma for President. It's on Audible. And if you go to my Instagram, it's all over there. But that was so fun. And we got Mel Brooks to do a part in it. And it's cute. It's about a little 11-year-old who writes a thing about his grandmother, and she becomes an actual viable candidate, which is really fun. And I get to produce it with my wife, which was really great and wonderful experience. But so, yes, I'm on the Instagram and the Twitters and stuff.
You're on the Instagrams, the Twitters, and you're promoting the Christmas in this movie.
Yeah.
Yes. The Christmas. All right.
And that audio book.
Yes.
It's very good. And I went and I got it off of Audible, David.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
Cool.
Elijah, how can people find you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, and then like I said, TikTok and YouTube, but it's under the name Shiloh and Bros, because that's the channel.
Cool.
What is it?
Shiloh and Bros. I make it with my siblings.
Oh, right. And bros. I get it.
Shiloh and Bros. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it now. I wrote it down.
Yeah, because my little sister's named Shiloh, and I'm one of the bros. So.
Oh, awesome. How about you, Angela?
Twitter and IG is at I'm Angela DiMarco. Facebook is just Angela DiMarco or Mama DiMarco. And yeah, all actors out there, you need some mightytripod.com.
Yes.
Wonderful. How about you, Justin?
Well, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I'm not nearly as big as Elijah, but for about the past year, I've been doing YouTube and TikTok with my girlfriend. So it's called Justin and Ariel on YouTube and TikTok, and then my Instagram is Justin T. Howell.
Awesome.
Go check it out.
Wonderful. Cynthia?
Well, you would have to ask my children, because my daughter made my Instagram and my Facebook account, and I don't know what, how, but I think if you Google me, you can probably find, I'm like Elliott, if you, I think I'm out there somewhere, but you're going to ask me how to get there.
Okay. We will find you. Tony?
I'm not on any social media either, never have been, but I still have a phone on my wall in the kitchen, and I use that one quite a bit. And I use something called the email, and that works pretty good too as well. So yeah.
I always love contacting you on the email.
Julianne?
Tony, are you really not out there? Because someone hacked you and just followed me.
I get hacked a lot. I know. Anyway.
Instagram, I'm under the Vancouver Actors Guild. We're also known as The Badge. It's a television comedy series that I've created here in Vancouver. So it's the Vancouver Actors Guild. Facebook, I'm Julianne Christie. I'm not there too much. I really use it for networking and for, just sort of sharing big ideas. I'm on Twitter. It's become darkly too political for me with some of the people, and this last couple of weeks has been like really hard on my cuticles. So I've pulled away just a little bit. I'm just doing a little bit of a cleanse, but I'm easy to find.
All right. And you, Sue?
Well, I've got a website, vonpiglet.com. It's not really updated. But, and there's a little bit of social media. I did get on Twitter recently, but I started harassing Trump so badly that I had to I had to back off. Yeah. So I'll try to, up my game. I'm learning from the kids, so maybe TikTok will happen sometime. I don't really know.
Go on TikTok.
I'm a behind the camera person. I'm not an in front of the camera person. You know what I mean?
You're beautiful.
I don't do that though. I make you people, then the thing goes somewhere else.
The thing with the whatnots.
And it
Can I
goes
just
over
say one
there.
thing?
With the
My
what?
mom, we used to what? We used to write a bunch of Christmas cards, like 1,500 Christmas cards a year. We would lick them and put them out and everything. And then email happened, and my mom was responding to all these emails. People were, and she went and responded to everybody and said, like, Tony, I am here. You can call me or you can write me a letter. I'm not doing email anymore. She just was like, no. I mean, my parents had an assistant, but she was like, I'm out. I'm not doing it. And she had so much more enjoyable time in her life because she wasn't controlled by it, So I just wanted to say
that is definitely a point. And I just wanted to say, David, I know your mother passed recently, and I just wanted to tell you, we're sending you so much love.
Thank you. The Friday before she passed, she had Alzheimer's for 11 years. And Elliott, I want to say thank you for calling and checking in on Mom. That was it's very touching to me. And I got to be with her. I had a compassionate visit, and I was able to hold her hand and give her a hug 2 days before she passed away. And, in this crazy COVID time, that was everything. It's so amazing that just a hug is so important right now. It's just, thank you for saying that, Sue.
Well, I'm sending lots of love your way, and to all of you. I mean, I know this time has been crazy for everyone, but I'm very happy that we all had this opportunity to reconnect.
Thanks to you, Rachelle and Sasha.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having a show.
Thank you. Our guests today were the amazing director Sue Corcoran and the incredible cast, including Academy Award nominated Mr. Elliott Gould, David DeLuise, Angela DiMarco, Elijah Nelson, Justin Howell, Tony Doupe, Cynthia Geary, and Julianne Christie, who are all a part of the Christmas classic, All I Want is Christmas, also known as Ira Finkelstein's Christmas, also known as Switchmas.
Should be Ira Finkelstein's Christmas.
And we love Ira. I have loved having you guys on the show and I love you guys so much, and I'm so happy that we got to spend the holidays together in this way. So thank you guys so much for being here. This really means a lot to me, and I hope that we can do something like this again, because that would be so much fun.
Let's make a sequel. David will talk.
Yes, Sue.
Elliott.
Let's do one more photo really quick.
Let's all say, what? 1, 2, 3.
What?
Amazing.
So much fun.
Thank you so much for
you
having us. This was really
Thanks,
fun.
everyone.
Be safe. Be safe.
Guys.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Mishpucha. Mishpucha.
Mishpucha.
Our guests today were director Sue Corcoran and cast Academy Award nominated Mr. Elliott Gould, David DeLuise, Angela DiMarco, Elijah Nelson, Justin Howell, Tony Doupe, Cynthia Geary, and Julianne Christie, all of the Christmas classic All I Want is Christmas, now streaming on platforms including DirecTV, Amazon Prime, iTunes, Google Play, Fandango Now, and more. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us and for the fun conversation, and happy holidays.
This was The Lightning Hour. I'm Rachelle Henry.
I'm Rico E. Anderson.
And I'm Sasha Kerbel.
Don't forget to support us by giving this video a like. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little bell sign so you can get notifications when we post new shows.
Follow us on social media to learn more about the Lightning Hour and the three of us, its hosts. You'll find the links below as well as info about our guests when we post new shows.
We encourage you to post your questions for us in the comment section, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We will be answering them in future episodes. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next Friday, same time, same place. Have a great weekend.
Bye. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
Happy Kwanzaa.
You turn the page, the time is near, tie up the bow and one more year. Remember Christmas, remember love. A sparkle here, a snowflake there, the gift of joy is in the air. Remember Christmas, remember love. Good times, bad times come. much you see as friends and family. So just remember this, my friend, is what you give, not what you spend. And so we like to say, when the day is done, Christmas shines like stars above. Christmas is the light of love. Christmas is for everyone. So just remember this, my friend, it's what you give, not what you spend. So we'd like to say, when the day is done, Christmas shines like stars above. Christmas is the light of love. Christmas is for everyone, everyone. Christmas is for fa la la, fa la la, fa la la, Gloria. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly